Hey, what's going on? This is Mike. I finally fixed this problem with this refrigerator. For about 8 months, I've been having some ice buildup in the freezer. And I finally fixed the problem. The bottom line is my issue is the issue on this refrigerator that fixed the problem was the control board. So in order for you to diagnose this refrigerator and save you headache, time, and money, here's how you do it. Now, I'm not a professional. I'm just a DIYer homeowner like you guys. And probably you guys are having some problems right now with your refrigerator and you're trying to fix this issue. So this is the model number. And most of the refrigerators are about similar to what I have. Okay, so if you guys wanted to, if you guys having the same problems as I have, here's the first thing you need to do. You're gonna have to open this freezer. Of course, remove everything. You're gonna have to lift this up and remove this tray right here. Once we remove this tray, you're gonna have to use a 3/8 driver to remove the 4 bolts. There's one here, there's one over here on the bottom, and then one here and on that side there. Once you remove all the bolts, this will come off. Once it comes off, there's a 2 bolts, which is 1/4 right over there and over there on that side. After that, you're gonna need the flathead screwdriver to prop this little piece right here, this tab, out, and then this shield should come off. And then once you've done that, you have to press this tab right here for the wires for the fan to come off. Once you have that, you could pull out this cover right there. When you are removing this piece, you're gonna have to pull from the top. You could put your finger inside the fan right here to pull out this shield. Now, if it's frozen, you're gonna have to have a fan running facing this way, like an industrial fan or something, to thaw out the ice so that it will come off easily. If you force it with a lot of ice buildup, what's going to happen is you're going to damage something like the insulation and all that stuff. Okay, so be patient with it. Now, when you return this later on, you're going to have it in an angle on one side and then top first, because if you start from the bottom up, if you stick the bottom first, you would not be able to clear the tab right over here where the wire is. So that's why you had to push it in the top side first and then in an angle to the left or to the right to give you room to push the plastic, which is located right on the bottom there. You have little tabs right there and an angle that would slide in. Okay, so now that you remove that cover, you're gonna have to go over here on this screen. Pardon me, my allergies was killing me in the last 3 days. So you press these 3 buttons right here, water, crushed, and cube, at the same time. And what happened is it will show some letters like that, and it will go zeros. So to press this to enable the defrost manually, you're gonna have to go to code number 14. So if you press freezer, it'll be on the 10s. And if you say you press it twice and you went to 20, you can press ice maker, subtract 10. Here on the freezer, you could press 1 at a time or subtract 1 at a time. So you go to 14, okay? And then you press light to enable it. Once you press light, you will hear a series of clicking and you will hear the compressor shutting down. Once that shuts down, okay, then you could go inside here and you could put your hand right next to the heating element. You would know that the heating element is working by feeling the heat. Okay, just be careful not to burn yourself. Just you can put your hand right up against it. The coil runs along from one side to another right on the bottom of the condenser. So now, if you had the heating element working, that means your heating element is working fine. Now you're gonna have to diagnose. Next is you have to diagnose the thermostat. The thermostat is located on the top right corner of the top of the condenser. If you search GE thermostat, most of the refrigerators have about the shape of it are almost the same. But this one here has a specific numbers on them. So you make sure you order the correct part, because I initially ordered the wrong part. So anyway, once you have that, you're going to have to diagnose it. So if you put 2 leads on one of each wire, if you have continuity, that means it's working properly. Now, to check the parameters on that, there's more video on YouTube already that's already been uploaded. So basically, it has a once you put the thermostat in ice water, that the continuity at a certain degree will what do you call this? Will open the line. So once the line is open, that means it's working properly. So once you determine the thermostat is working properly, then your next option would be to check the computer, so, or the control board. So those are the 3 things that could go wrong with this refrigerator. So in order for you guys to save time and money, this is how I did it. So in the past eight months, I that's how I've been trying to figure out this refrigerator. And for me, in my opinion, now that I fixed the refrigerator, that would be the most easiest and most convenient way to fix this refrigerator. So anyway, once you enable this, right, and it's going, now for you to disable the diagnostics that you have here, you have to press this to 16. 16 will disable any of the diagnostics. It will clear it out. Or you can unplug the power in the back and wait for about 5 minutes. And then once it's done, you can plug it back in, and then it will clear all the codes that you have on here. So to enable this, to reset everything back to factory, press that, and it will go back to its original settings. Okay, so again, if you're having ice buildup down there, just a recap, you're going to have to go over here, press water, crush, and cube, and then press freezer once, that'll be 10, then fridge 4 times to 14, press light to enable, and then you go down to the bottom there and put your hand there to make sure that the heating element is working properly. And if the heating element is working properly, then you're going to have to diagnose the thermostat. If the thermostat is working properly, then you are more likely the culprit is going to be the control board. Okay, so my other issue with this is that when I did the diagnostics on the heating element, there are 2 pieces of plastic into a T on each of the corners, or each end of the heating element, which consists of plastic and also has some kind of grommet that holds the glass that protects the heating element inside of it. I think when I put the leads on the multimeter, I was getting the ohm resistance of about 30 to 45 ohms. But the problem is that if I don't put pressure on each end of the plastic, wasn't able to have a good reading, which is a constant reading of certain ohms, which is the 30 plus. This heater right here, if I don't put any tension on both ends, I would lose continuity. I believe that is the problem. So what I did is I put this electrical tape on both ends and then put some epoxy right there in between to hold it in place until about a week or 2 for the other part to show up. So I did this on both sides. This one right there as well. After I've done that, I put it back on thinking that was the issue, but it wasn't because the computer was the issue. So I was still getting the ice buildup and everything. So I had to remove that back again and thaw out the condenser. So then last week I ordered one from Amazon, which is the control board for this one. This refrigerator has number 3 on them. So when you go in the back, just take a picture of it and make sure everything matches. Because if there's some that are for sale that has number 5. So I think that was the model that has like sensors and all that stuff on it. So just make sure that you order the correct part and you compare it side by side with the ones you have to make sure to get the correct part. So once I got the control board, I just basically, there's one screw, which is a 1/4 screw on the bottom left of the computer or the control board. Remove that and basically wiggle it out where there's like 3 plastic tabs that aligns it. So after I remove all the the connections, then I was able to remove the control board. Don't worry about confusing all where it connects, because each individual connectors are specific to that one connection, so you can't confuse it. So you can only go and plug in one connector to the other. So once I put the control board, then I went back on here, enable it, and then put my hand there and determined that it was the control board, because now my heating element is working properly. So it's been a week since I've had this refrigerator, and it seems to be working properly because so far there's not a lot of ice buildup there. But if it does have some ice buildup again, I should be able to confirm within less than a month, because it takes about a month for it to build up with all the ice there. But I'm pretty sure that was the problem. So other than that, that is it. Hopefully that this would help somebody out there fix the refrigerator instead of buying a new one. So what costed me is the heating element, which is I purchased from GE. How much was it? Like $30 for it. And then GE customer service was great, by the way, because it took them about 6 times for them to send the part that came in undamaged, because they put it in this cardboard in a rectangular shape with no backing or anything that would prevent the UPS or FedEx to deliver it undamaged. So every time it comes in, it cracks in certain places because they don't really care, what's inside. Even though it says fragile on it, but it still came in. After the sixth time, I finally got one that is perfectly intact. So the customer service was great. They keep shipping me the part until I got the part that is intact. I did that, and I replaced the thermostat, which is now I found out that it wasn't the thermostat. And then the control board, which is $189.65 with tax and everything, came out to like $205. But that is it. I hope this helped you guys out there. Get your refrigerator running, and if you guys find this video helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will help my channel. So thank you so much. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye.